Welcome back to another Ammunition Show. Today we talk about the trade between the Montreal Canadiens and the Columbus Blue Jackets. Yes, they did it and they got now Patrik Laine. Now what I'm going to do on this video, guys, you already know what happening between the both team and the outcome of that trade for both team. Today I'm going to give you a little bit more deeper the advantage and the disadvantage for the Montreal Canadiens. And at the end, I'm going to give you my opinion on that trade with my projection of the number of the goal for Patrik Laine and the projection of the number of the point for the Montreal Canadiens with Patrik Laine inside of the roster for the upcoming season 2024-2025. So let's dive in talking about that trade between the Montreal Canadiens and the Columbus Blue Jackets. But the trade is Montreal Canadiens send Jordan Harris to the Columbus Blue Jackets and return the Montreal Canadiens get Patrik Laine and the second round pick 2026. What a great robbery again by Ken Hughes. This GM does so many great things for the Montreal Canadiens. And what I'm going to do now, I'm going to evaluate that trade, the advantage for the Montreal Canadiens and the disadvantage again for the Montreal Canadiens. First of all, Laine carried on a contract of $8.7 million for the next two seasons. With that trade, that opened a spot for the Montreal Canadiens at the position of defenseman. Players like Laine Hudson, Logan Mailloux, David Rebacker, Albert Jekai, Jaden Strobel, and Justin Barron will have a better chance to have a spot for the upcoming season with the Montreal Canadiens. The cost of that trade is very low. It's only cost Jordan Harris to get not only Patrik Laine, but also a second round pick. The risk of Patrik Laine with the Montreal Canadiens is really low. It's only for 2 seasons. If it does not work, goodbye. They can also trade Laine during the offseason 2025, or they could trade him at the trade deadline during his final year contract with the Montreal Canadiens. So for me, cost very low, risk very low. The Montreal Canadiens, with the salary cap, they have enough money to put Patrik Laine inside of the roster of the Montreal Canadiens. And of course, it will fit very well because the long-term injury reserve or carry price for the upcoming season. Plus, you have to remember RHP is going to start the season also on the long term. Put this all together, no problem for the Montreal Canadiens to have Patrik Laine for the next 2 years. That trade fixed the second line. We know many shows we talk about who is going to be on the second line. Joshua Roy, Josh Anderson, Brandon Gallagher, Joel Armia. Now we have the answer is Patrik Laine. So with that trade, that fixed the second line with Newhook and Kirby. That also with Patrik Laine, you fix the power play of unit number 1. Yes, Sakaski, Suzuki, Caulfield, Mike Madison last season. Now you have Kirby Dach and you have Patrik Laine and Laine Hudson. Martin St. Louis now have 8 players can manipulate and moving up and down on the power play. And we know the reputation of Patrik Laine with his one-timer on the power play. Put this all together, I feel like this is going to increasing at the end of the season the power play for the Montreal Canadiens on the special team. With Patrik Laine on the second line, that balance and fix all the line for the Montreal Canadiens. Example, Caulfield, Suzuki, and Sakaski. Dach, Laine, and Newhook. Devorak, Joshua Roy, Josh Anderson, Brandon Gallagher, Jake Evans, and Joel Armia. That's a pretty good 4 line. Again, we're not going to win the Stanley Cup, but that trade make the Montreal Canadiens balance better their 4 line, and that will helping the Montreal Canadiens to keep their prospect in Laval to develop them for an extra 1 year or maybe 2 years and prepare them when you have open spot for the upcoming year and the season 2025, 2026, or 2026 and 2027. Now, my next thing is about the Jordan Harris. We focused really on the Patrik Laine in the last 24 hours in Montreal, but we cannot forget Jordan Harris, a 71 overall pick, play over 131 game with the Montreal Canadiens, a 5'11". For me, it's not only the hockey player, but the human being. Harris have a great heart. Harris did a lot of things inside of the Montreal city. Nobody knows. He was really involved with many fundraiser, and I think this is who he is, Jordan Harris, and the human being. Talking him with the prospect they have already as a defenseman, it was just a question of time to trade Jordan Harris. That's give him a better opportunity now to play with the Columbus Blue Jackets, another team on the rebuilding or retooling, if you want to call it, that will give him a better chance also to have maybe more TOI for the upcoming season with the Blue Jackets. Hughes did it again. Who we said the last couple of days or week, you're going to have a second round pick for Jordan Harris. This is, at the end of the day, that's the trade. Whatever you have, Patrik Laine, but he got his $8.7 million. Use his intelligence as a GM to say, okay, I'm going to get all the full amount, but I need a second round pick for Jordan Harris. This GM, guys, on my eyes, is already one of the top in NHL. Look, is all his trade, draft, know to manipulate trade, draft, and of course, the negotiation of the contract. Look, Sakoski, they got this year. Kenan Cole, Jekai, Barron. Look, the amount they gave to Caulfield, and of course, Newhook and Doc. The template of salary cap is so good. By the way, can use his experience before as an agent and now as a general manager. Let's see what kind of Patrik Laine we're going to get for the upcoming season with the Montreal Canadiens. We know Patrik Laine can put the puck in the net. He has an amazing, great one-timer and a great quick release wrist shot. His accuracy is pretty good. His hands are better than what you think they are. He's really good on the second lane, have a lot of great move left and right to go around the defenseman. And he used his body, not about physicality, but protect the puck and to use on the battle 1 versus 1 to go to the net. This is why a 6'5", at 215 pounds, Patrik knows exactly what to do. Finally, this is another player like Stamkos, Ovechkin, or Matthews. Use his talent, his skill to score many goals on the power play. This is what you can get for Patrik Laine. But I know many fans are a little bit worried about him. His pass with the Winnipeg Jet, with the Columbus Blue Jacket, request twice to get out of the organization they play for. You can get from him his injury. He's a prone injury, did not play many games. He missed, I believe, in his last 4 seasons in NHL over 122 games. His lack of consistency, game after game, his lack of the defensive zone coverage is not great on the defensive zone. That's another area he needs to improve. And we already know what Montreal struggle on the defensive zone coverage with a man-to-man. Lack of the work ethic, lack of maturity. Now he turned 26 years old. His lack of commitment sometimes, his lack of motivation, and finally his lack of passion. Put this together, guys. Stir the pot. That's what you can get at the end. Like I said, it's a low risk, and that would give anyway Montreal Canadiens to see which one you're going to see in the next 24 months with the Montreal. Now, the Montreal Canadiens did the homework. They did talk with Laine before they made the trade. The general manager, the VP Executive Hockey Operation, Jeff Gordon, and Martin St. Louis. They really talked with him a couple hours before really to know who he is and what he wants to accomplish. And after that, they decide to give a chance to get Patrik Laine. Because only Jordan Harris that will help in the Montreal Canadiens on the offensive side of the game. And that will balance the line, that will fix the second line and the transition in the next 2 years. After that, we're going to see his performance, if he's going to stay with the Montreal Canadiens or not. My overall opinion, this is a great deal by Ken Hughes. I'm more excited to watch the Montreal Canadiens for the upcoming season. It's going to be great to watching him. Hopefully, Laine also will be a part of this roster. Then you have Albert Jekai, then you have Juraj Sakoski, Cole Caulfield, Kirby Dach now, And it's going to be more fun to watch the Montreal Canadiens for the season 2024-2025. With now Patrik Laine inside of this roster, I think the Montreal Canadiens can get 6 to 8 more points for the upcoming season. I feel like Montreal Canadiens could reach a total of 85 points for the season 2024-2025. And then my projection, of course, for Patrik Laine is 34 goals. Only 34 goals. Listen, he's back from a shoulder injury. He's going to play on the second line. We're not guaranteed he's going to be on the power play number 1. So his TOI could not be like a top 3 forward. And that's my reservation about the total of the goal. If you can reach 30 goals, this is a great deal for the Montreal Canadiens. My only disappointment is Montreal Canadiens now are going to be out of the bottom 5 of the NHL draft 2025. I see Montreal Canadiens now draft around 10. I was targeting 2 players, Michael Misa or McQueen, a 6'5 center. That was my dream at the NHL draft 2025. I was already excited to talk about them and to see if Montreal going to select one of the 2 players. Obviously now, I feel that Montreal going to get maybe 8, 9, 10. It's not the same quality players like I just mentioned to you, but we'll see. Maybe Montreal could have a very bad year and then Montreal select bottom 5. That's not what I wish. I hope the Montreal Canadiens are going to have a great season for the upcoming season, 2024-2025. And ladies and gentlemen, this concludes my Ad Nation today. A little bit more longer. I give you another view of that trade and not talking about the stat, not talking about what they accomplished in the past. Who is Patrik Laine? What kind of player he can be with the Montreal Canadiens, the good one or the bad one, and the cost of the trade for the Montreal Canadiens, and of course, the situation for the upcoming season overall by the Habs for the season 2024-2025. Now it's your turn to leave me comments below this video. Tell me what you think about my video and what you think about the trade for the Montreal Canadiens. And of course, remember, don't forget to subscribe, click on the likes, and you have greatness inside of you. And we wish you an amazing, great, blessed day, everybody.